Everybody's like sweating me. They're like, don't do the countdown. What do you do? I always do the countdown. I always do the countdown for 5 minutes. It lets people catch up, lets me tweet stuff. Went a little longer today because I was trying to figure out how to do something on here because at the top of the show, the very first thing I want to do is give somebody a shout out. And that is Gamertag Radio. Gamertag Radio, in addition to the interview that I did with Phil Spencer over on Patreon, I have it on Patreon and it's available to YouTube members right now. Gamertag Radio did an interview and they got some really, really great responses. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you go check out Danny and Paris's interview. We will be talking about maybe one or two of the stories from theirs, but I got some of the similar quotes, so I'll be sourcing me. Long story short, great stuff from them, and I just wanted to highlight the excellent work that Danny and Paris did. The interview will be dropping for all on Monday at 7 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. I have it scheduled in the back end already. It is a nicer edit than the one that went live for patrons. Patrons got it the second it was recorded, basically, and I could get it at least looking and sounding good. I got that up for patrons and YouTube members, and then I took some time editing it late last night, and it will be up for everybody. So let's talk a little bit about that interview because there was a lot of spiciness in it. Maybe I can just, what is this set up to be? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to full screen one of the answers, and then we'll come back and we can talk about it. So let's just do that real quick, and I will try and be quiet. Get this set up appropriately, and here we go. Indiana Jones has an exclusivity window, to be fair. Can you solidify that Starfield's staying put for the time being?
No, like I'm not, there's no specific game that this kind of goes back to my red line answer. Mm-hmm. Like there's no reason for me to put a ring fence around any game and say this game will not go to a place that it would find players where it would have business success for us. What we find is we're able to drive a better business that allows us to invest in great game lineup like you saw. And that's our strategy, right? Our strategy is to allow our games to be available. Game Pass is an important component of playing the games on our platform. But to keep games off of other platforms, we don't think is a path that that's not a path for us. It doesn't work for us. What we're doing now, we think really enables us to build the best platform for the world's best games, because the world's biggest games are available in multiple places. And more creators are asking us, how do we stay connected when our game might be playable in all these different places? And we want Xbox to be absolutely the platform that enables that. We think that makes us unique. Most of the other platforms out there are single platform on single device, whether that's PC, whether it's mobile, whether it's a console. And we want Xbox to be a platform that enables creators across any screen that people want to play on.
I hear you. That makes absolutely perfect sense to me. I do think that some fans are a little concerned about, how should I say it? Xbox losing its identity, maybe? What would you say to address those concerns from longtime fans?
Well, one, I hear them. Right. I'm pretty active in our player base and I'm active in the community. I listen. I think our identity will continue to evolve, which it frankly always has. But when I hear concerns about, is my library of games safe? Am I still going to be able to play the games? And I think over the years, I'm proud of the commitment we've shown to respecting purchases on our platform through back compat, through cross entitlement, Xbox Play Anywhere, through crossplay, things that we've done to enable people to continue to play. So I hear that when I think about I see the investments we're making in platform and how we want Xbox to show up in multiple places and your library to be available there. When I think about buy to stream, so if I buy a game, I'll be able to stream it to devices. Like this is all about making sure that your library of games that you own on Xbox are playable in multiple places. So I'd say it's an evolution of our identity, but I believe it's an identity that this industry needs. When you think about where this industry is now and you see the challenges, the business challenges that are out there for many companies, that I think us keep making games more accessible to more people has just got to be front and center for us as an industry. So we continue to see great games that we've seen over the years.
This video So that was me yesterday. Yes, a lot of people in chat are like, wait, we saw this already. Yes, I was playing it for context, just so y'all are aware. We're going to be going through those clips, but long story short, it seems like the strategy at Xbox going forward is going to be more about releasing games on multiple platforms, because the most successful creators, in Phil Spencer's perspective, are in multiple places. And that does seem to be where the industry is headed. Even PlayStation has reduced their window for exclusives, and third parties like the Final Fantasy VII game that just came out on PC are also trying to release on multiple platforms because you get a higher return on your investment of time. Games cost $300 million, and you'll see this in the full interview, which is posting on Monday. Games cost about $300 million to make these days, and that puts them in a little bit of a weird spot. Now, I know you probably have already seen the clips on Twitter, so happy to answer any questions live, but I'm going to offer one additional clip from the full video. I'll just play it off of Premiere, see if that ends up working. Again, video is scheduled. It's going to go live January 27th at 7 a.m. It'll be the full interview. But here's some of the questions that I asked during the interview for anybody who's not a patron or a YouTube member. Phil Aroni's already seen it. I asked about his reaction to the showcase. I asked about the Ninja Gaiden trip. That clip is out there already. His favorite games. What it means to redefine Xbox fans. AI Xbox tech and how that is developing. Thank you, Bishop, for becoming a member. Appreciate it. By the way, this is available right now. So if you do become a member on YouTube, you can listen to the audio at the, I believe it's the Epic tier, and then the Legendary tier, you get access to the full video if you want it ahead of tomorrow's release. I asked about new hardware, actually, about the largest technical leap and what that means in Sarah Bond's perspective. I asked about the Xbox handheld. Are all games going to PlayStation? Starfield exclusivity, Xbox losing its identity. We kind of just watched that. Where Xbox will grow the most in the coming years, a multi-platform future. Why buy an Xbox? I asked about his relationship with Steam. I didn't watch Danny's interview. Danny's interview and my interview recorded at the same time. So Danny's interview was out as I was recording my interview with Phil. So I never had the opportunity to see what Danny asked. I didn't watch it until like later that night, actually. I asked about Xbox Series S parity, Indian AA support, are more games coming, Phil and Xbox's legacy. So there's a lot of good stuff in the interview. I'm really proud of how it came out. And I'll let chat decide. If you would like to play one of those segments, we can play back one of those segments live. And while chat is deciding which one they want to hear, here are the time codes. I wonder if I can paste this whole thing. Let me know which one. No, I can't. It won't let me. I'm 300 characters over. So yeah, but if there was something in particular that you would like to see, I can't make a poll with 20 options, unfortunately. So you'll just have to consider what you would like to watch. Sounds like everybody wants to hear the Steam response. So let's go to that one. Let me see here. It was around 21. All right, you're going to get the tail end of another response, and then how do you want to do? We'll just do this picture in picture, so you can see this is like my safe margins and stuff are turned on. All right, let's see if it works. Let's see if anything breaks when I try and do this. Yeah, it's already not working. Yeah, okay, this is set to voice maybe.
Hardware to compete on power and on innovation. So let's have our platform continue to innovate with services and the hardware work that we're doing, whether it's control, whether it's power, mobility, whatever it is that we're focused on. And let's have our games reach you as the person who's investing your time and your money in our games wherever you want to go play. I think that's our identity going forward. And it's working for us now. And I love the innovation that we're able to bring through doing that.
I will edit for you in Resolve. No, thanks. I've had this crazy theory that you're going to lock in a deal with Steam, and Steam's going to be, because you brought up Epic in one of your interviews. I know Epic is Epic and Steam is Steam, by the way. I'm referencing just, I didn't address this in the interview, but he referenced Epic. He kind of alluded to Steam. He's already sort of said that Epic is a partner. So I don't think Gabe works at Epic. I just want to make that clear. I think you all know that, but just wanted to add. How are you and Gabe? You guys been hanging out, chatting and all?
I wouldn't, like, we tend not to lock up things when we do. We have a great relationship with Valve, and I mean, obviously they're right down the road from us. And the conversations we have, listening to them as a developer on Windows, as a publisher on Windows, as a storefront on Windows, and the things that they would like to see. I know Jason Ronald at CES talked a little bit about our work on Xbox with our Windows team here. And I think us, as much as we listen to game creators on our platform, listening to what Valve and Epic and Discord and others have to say about what it means to be on Windows with a great gaming service, and how we as Microsoft and the Xbox team continue to evolve those things. Very, very important. Not like lock up kind of way, but their voice in the evolution of our platforms is so, so important.
That's all you get until Monday. If you want to watch the full interview, I'm very proud of it. I think it turned out great. Phil Spencer was great. It was really fun. I asked mostly patron questions. So if you backed on Patreon, most of those were from you, or if you were on YouTube, I also asked those questions as best I could. And it will be live tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific. The full interview will be posted, and I look forward to seeing your reactions and thoughts about it. But if you want access now, you can become a YouTube member, or you can support at patreon.com/SaveStatePlus. One of the other questions, and this is the last little teaser that I clipped out over on Twitter, was that Phil Spencer and Xbox team members like Sarah Bond have been working on getting Ninja Gaiden off the ground since 2017. So the fact that Ninja Gaiden announcement happened during the Xbox Developer Direct, by the way, I thought it was an excellent showing. I thought it was a really, really solid job, and really enjoyed how they presented everything. To be fair, there's a bunch of former IGN people on the production team, including one of them are my good friend. His name's CJ Gibson. He did the Ninja Gaiden Let's Plays with Mitchell when he was at IGN. And I hope that he got to do some production work on the Ninja Gaiden piece, because he is a big Ninja Gaiden fan. And yeah, I mean, that would be wonderful to hear about. But in addition to that, he did comment a little bit about that aspect. So let's play that back really quick. The audio switched again. Sorry, 1 second. I have Premiere set up to a different channel. The Japan trip that made that happen?
Well, it was multiple trips. I think I have a picture actually of me in their offices holding, where we're holding a Ryu statue. That was probably 2017, like when we started hey, we should go do something. And then I'd go over, Sarah Bond and I, multiple times a year. We needed to find the right studio to do the game. So that when Platinum, we got them signed up. And so it's been a good journey. It's been a long journey, but we waited, because obviously the game's coming out in 2025. So in terms of launch, announced to launch, this is a pretty tight turn for us. I know when I was there last Tokyo Game Show, I was in the offices and I was playing old Ninja Gaiden on my phone on cloud, and I saw somebody saw that I was playing, and I was like, oh, I better log off, because I thought I was going to spoil the secret. But yeah, it took a long time, but really great response, and I love the energy around 4, and getting to do the remake of 2 Black, and to drop that in the show, and the support we had from Koei and Team Ninja and Platinum all up was just fantastic. It was a nice moment, especially for Xbox, because we have such a history with the franchise.
Boom. Gears asked, my concern in Xbox going third party is the lack of third party games coming to the Xbox in the future. Zenless Zone Zero and Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection are games I love, and you can't play them on Xbox. I do agree that that's unfortunate. I think that is partially due to the Xbox Series S parity clause, but I think the next console war isn't going to be a console war. I think it's going to be a handheld face off, whatever we end up calling it in the future. Xbox, and I asked him about this, is developing a new handheld. He gives a really good response on the Gamertag radio piece where he talks about working on the handheld and testing out the prototypes and such. So like I said earlier, check out the Gamertag radio piece, check out my piece on Monday, trying to give them a little bit of spacing. But I think they're trying to future proof. And thank you, Lord Zero, for the super chat, by the way. I'll give you a little heart there. I really do appreciate it. And I think it's a necessity for a lot of these companies. And if it means that Xbox goes third party, and this is just my personal take on it, if Xbox going third party means more players get to play more games at the end of the day, that's great. And I hope that is reciprocated in the future when Microsoft kind of solidifies this as their standard. Maybe PlayStation reduces their exclusivity window with PC. Maybe Nintendo loosens up about what kind of games can be on their platform. We know that Xbox confirmed that they will be releasing games on the Switch 2 now that it's more powerful. And why do you think Xbox is able to release on the Switch 2 so easily? It's because of the Xbox Series S parity clause, I imagine. With the Xbox Series S parity clause, that means that they can easily port those games to a handheld like the Nintendo Switch 2, like whatever the Xbox handheld ends up being, and like whatever future handhelds wind up coming to the market. I think that is going to be yet another growth avenue for them, and that's on top of their cloud services and everything. But I hear you. Who was it that gave the super chat? Lord Zero. I hear you on games not coming to the Xbox brand. And we've seen the posts from developers bemoaning the idea of having to optimize for the Xbox Series S. And my op-ed is, yes, that is difficult work, and I assume it's annoying. And one of them bemoaned or made a comment. I used that word twice. One of them made a comment about how that potato is holding back an entire generation. I think you're prioritizing the wrong things. If you can't get your game optimized for the Series S, I think in some cases with certain titles, you might be prioritizing in an odd way. I do also think that Xbox should reduce some of the requirements with the Series S, because with the Steam Deck, Steam doesn't say your game needs to run perfectly on the Steam Deck. You can release your game on Steam and it doesn't have to have any sort of parity with the Steam Deck or anything like that. So I do think and hope that Microsoft winds up reducing that parity. And real quick here, I actually might have a little bit more on that response. Let me see if I have it handy. Apologies for doing this live. I didn't really expect to dive into this question, but let me see if I can find the response. But yeah, I think it's good that there is the parity clause. At the same time, it will future-proof, but it's also going to cause challenges for game developers. Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about it. All right, let me see what I got here. Here's the official statement from Microsoft. I'll just throw it into my quote, because I did reach out about let me see if I can bring it in the studio mode. Like I said, I did not expect to actually do this. So it's going to be a little seat of my pants. But I think that's why y'all like me. You like me doing it, right? Hey, Paris, good to see you. So I asked about the Series S parity, and this was the statement that I received from PR. And one of the things I want to do is I want to take more time when I'm doing the news stories, because I'm tired of seeing people roast me for forgetting 343 Guilty Spark in an offhanded comment in a video that I'm recording at 3 o'clock in the morning because my kids woke me up. But anyway, here's what they said about the Xbox Series S. We have regular conversations with developers on how to bring their games to Xbox and get the best results and service of their vision and players, along with providing traditional support to third-party partners throughout our technical and account teams. We have a specialized group that meets with development teams at their studios and helps them optimize their games across console, PC, and cloud. More than 5,000 developers from 100 countries are creating games for Xbox more than any time in Xbox history. So they can't really say too much about what their plans are with the console or anything about the parity, but they do say that they are doing their best to offer support. And I do think that longer term, this is going to pay off for them. Yeah, see, Marvel, I'm still getting roasted for the stupid 343 comment, but whatever. Make mistakes, you learn from them, right? You keep growing. Mark says, why do people pretend everyone plays on PC? Some of us only play in a living room setting. For us, there's only one console offering day one first-party games natively in Game Pass. That's why to own one. Yeah, I totally hear you on that, Mark Michaels. And honestly, I think that with whatever the next Xbox winds up becoming, if it is more PC-like and you can launch Steam games off of it and games from your Epic library, I think that is going to be a very compelling purchase for a lot of people, because a lot of people like you, like parents with kids in the house who just want to play on the Series S using the family plan or whatever. They just want to have access to games easily. And I do hope that whatever the next console ends up being, it does help address that accessibility question. Solid Crusader says, hi, Destin. Do you have any information when Indiana Jones will release on PS5 and Pro? Also, there are small rumors about Sony working on updating PSSR 2.0 for PS5 Pro. Do you have any more info on that? Yes. So actually, there was an update to PSSR, at least in the Star Wars game. So the Star Wars game did receive an update addressing a lot of the issues on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And as for when Indiana Jones will release on the PS5/Pro, I believe the window was Q1. I'll just Google it for you really quick. Indiana Jones PS5 release date. Yeah, it says December 9th. It says early 2025. So that's all we really know about it right now officially, because when they did the reveal, I believe it was during one of Jeff Keighley's things, Gamescom. They revealed that it would be within that window. One moment here. Now, I didn't see a lot of devs' comments on the Phil Spencer interviews or anything like that, but the Ori creator from Ori and the Will of the Wisp, his name's Thomas Mahler. We interviewed him back when Ori came out over on IGN. Here's what he said about the whole situation. So this is a game creator who's currently working on, oh man, I did some guides for it. No Rest for the Wicked. It's a pretty cool, like, RPG thing. Anyway, I know some people always want me to join the console warring, but I strongly believe that Xbox P3 has the right approach. We decided a few years back not to make Wicked Game under Microsoft because back then we couldn't have shipped it for PlayStation and Switch. And since we knew how important multiplayer and crossplay would be, we decided to partner with Take-Two instead. In my emails to Phil over the years, I always brought up how crazy it would have been if you could have only watched certain DVDs on Sony players, while others you would have needed a Samsung player, etc. I think we can all agree that this would have been nutty for films, so why are games any different? And real quick, just on his thought, wouldn't it be better if there weren't these lockdown exclusives for everybody? How would that be worse for gamers? That's one thing I don't understand. So when we're all talking about this, if you could play Spider-Man on your Xbox and you can play Gears of War on your PlayStation 5, how would that be bad in any way? I don't think it would be. It's a big reason why I've almost fully converted to playing on PC versus on a console, right? It's bad for hardware pricing. How? You're saying all this is good for gamers, but Xbox players don't get Nintendo and Sony games. Not yet. Somebody has to rip the Band-Aid off. And if the Steam storefront comes to Xbox, then they will get Sony games. I think it's a Trojan horsing of Xbox to do it that way. I had a question here from L. M. Perino. I'm still convinced Xbox makes good console hardware, sans Xbox One. I can't wait for their next hardware to be announced. I'm also very excited about it. I don't think console exclusives have been good for gamers at the end of the day. And in a perfect world, you would be like, the fact that Nintendo games are exclusive to the Nintendo Switch means you get a worse experience than you would if those games were available on PC. There have been all those leaked videos of people running Zelda games at 4K 60 frames per second on their PC because Nintendo is very, very smart. Nintendo is genius in that they have figured out their profit margins for every single project that they develop and release. And they are happy with that. And I don't know if it was the Wii U failing that made them do that, but something happened at Nintendo where they said, okay, this is the profit margin we need. We have an install base of 100 million plus. I can't remember what the current numbers are, but I think they are still working to surpass the PS2 in worldwide sales. But they're doing quite well. And they kind of figured it out. But the fact that Nintendo games are exclusive, I don't think that's good for players. Do you wish that you could play Zelda on your PC? I do. I think it would be great. But I mean, it's also the reality of business. You know, there's what Destin wants, and then I do recognize the value of business. And in Microsoft's case, they have decided to release more games on more platforms. And I think it's a good thing at the end of the day. As an Xbox player, I don't lose anything on the Xbox app. I get to pay $20 a month. And if I want to buy the game, I get the games at a discount. Like if I play a game and I love it so much that I want to buy it, I get to purchase it at a discount. And if I play, what is that? That's $240 a year. If I play 3 games, I've already played one. I played Ninja Gaiden. I played Ninja Gaiden on Xbox this year. If I play 3 games this year, it's paid for itself. And there's all this talk about like ownership. Like I like to own my games. Okay, well, like physical media is at an all-time low in terms of sales. So that's becoming more and more in the minority. It's just like the industry is just growing. It's changing in some interesting ways. And you know what a big growth avenue is? It's the cloud. More and more people are playing on the cloud these days. Yeah, and you can go to CD keys like years later. So I don't think Xbox is dead. I don't think Xbox is going anywhere. I see people in chat like, oh, Xbox, we won. It's like, yeah, you get to pay $70 if you're a PlayStation fan for Xbox games that I pay much less for. That's my read on it. And whatever works for you, honestly, like if that works for you, great. If playing PlayStation games on PC works for me and I want to pay full price on PC, that also works. So yeah. Drew says, imagine how frustrating it'd be if you can only watch Disney or WB movies only at AMC or Edward Cinema. Yeah. I would lands mine Xenoblade Chronicles or Bayonetta 2 on all platforms. Yeah, that would be, oh man, Bayonetta being released on multi-platforms also, because that game's like a high action game that you would probably want to play on a more powerful machine. Let's keep reading this. Sorry, I just had a thought about exclusivity and how I recognize from a business perspective that it makes total sense that you would want to do exclusives. Xbox, by the way, they're not just going to release everything third party. They're still going to have some exclusives, but as Jez Corden said over at Windows Central a few years back, it's probably going to be seen more as an exception as opposed to the rule. So it's just the reality, and whatever you decide to do with that information, that's totally up to you. In my emails to Phil over the years, I always brought up how crazy it would have been if you could have only watched certain DVDs on Sony players. Well, for others, you would have needed a Samsung player, etc. I think we can all agree that this would have been nutty for films, so why are games any different? Xbox Series X and PS5 basically contain the same hardware nowadays, so porting from one platform to another isn't that big of a deal anymore. Their controllers are mostly the same. The Steam boxes will also be the same. Not supporting all these devices makes no sense since you can just cut out a huge chunk of your potential audience. Consoles have been stuck attracting the same 100 to 150 million players for over 2 decades now. If we want to see the industry grow, it needs to be easier for everyone to access the content. That's where I get the no growth in the console market from. The console market has been there forever. That's about the peak that you hit before you have to release a new box. And people like either intentionally or unintentionally just didn't quite understand where I was coming from with that statement. It's like the console market isn't growing. Analysts know this. Thomas Muller, this guy's been in the industry for like a long time, and he's saying, hey, console market is stuck here. It's stuck here. This isn't about like a defending Xbox thing. It's just a data point, right? What else we got here? Rambling. If Xbox is dead because you can play their games in other brand hardware, then Steam Deck killed them in 2022. Xbox will be fine. Yeah. Let's fix the real issue. Getting more Dreamcast games on Xbox. Destin, you own everything. Of course you don't care, but the majority only own one platform. Being an Xbox-only console owner feels like being a third-class citizen. If you really feel that way, like, my advice would be you need to start looking at PC. If you're worried about like the 1 or 2 games that don't hit Xbox, you should probably consider PC because all games are going to come to PC except for Nintendo stuff. So like if you needed one platform where you're going to get everything and people aren't going to skip it, it's PC. And then I think beyond that, you would get like a Switch. That would just be like my take on it. It's like if you really feel like Xbox is just like not for you, then I don't understand why you would not switch to a different platform. And that can be the Steam Deck, which can connect to your TV. Like your identity isn't where you play. It's just you're a gamer. Yeah, just play wherever you would like. Let's continue reading. So consoles have been stuck attracting the same 100 to 150 million players for over 2 decades now. If we want to see the industry grow, it needs to be easier for everyone to access the content. And there's a lot of studies out there saying that, long story short, players don't want to go through a bunch of hoops and hurdles. They'll just wait if they're on PlayStation for the game to come to PlayStation, or if they're on PC, they want to just play it on PC and they'll wait on PC. They're tired of needing to buy bespoke hardware to play something. And console hardware manufacturers know this. They know that they're at a saturation point. They know that 150 million is about the ceiling. We're not seeing console sales jump to like 500 million. Right now, the price of entry is still too high, with people needing to buy a $500 box just to get their game on. You'd ultimately want everyone with a screen and a controller to be able to play all games in order to finally break through that barrier and make games available to everyone. I'd be surprised if Sony won't end up with the same strategy. People should buy the device they like the most, but they should then have access to all the content. And yes, Nintendo will keep doing their own thing because Nintendo is Nintendo, and that's okay. Rooting for one huge corporation to sell more boxes over another strikes me as fantastically senseless. We should all just share in the love for games. I thought it was a really insightful post as somebody that's been making games in the industry as long as Thomas Mahler has. And Phil Spencer's the first one to the table to basically say, yeah, look, we're going to release our games on competing platforms. And I'll say this, anybody rooting for Xbox to completely go away, I think that is a very dangerous line that you're walking, because that means the only one making the type of gaming experiences that Xbox and PlayStation are currently making, that would be just PlayStation. And that means you're going to have $100 games. And when there's no competition in the market, you're going to wind up hurting yourself. So I don't think you're going to be too happy with a reality where Xbox is just gone. You definitely want the competition. I understand why fans might feel a little bit upset about Xbox not doing the exclusivity thing. I mean, a lot of people pointed out that in my Activision video, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to make Call of Duty exclusive. That's crazy. They went a totally different route than I expected. And when you look at how successful it's been for them, it makes sense. Sea of Thieves, #1 game on PlayStation. Indiana Jones, I bet it's going to pop off on PlayStation. A lot of the games, Call of Duty, they're #1 on PlayStation, and players are paying full price for those products. Yeah, and maybe Halo someday too. Once Indiana Jones went, I was just like, oh, like after Gamescom last year, it was very clear Xbox was painting a picture. They said something along the lines of, get used to your games being on more platforms. That's the only way the industry is going to grow. And when PlayStation does something similar, now the people that are cheering for PlayStation, they're just going to have to figure out how to do some mental gymnastics to rationalize them doing that. PlayStation's already doing day and date with their multiplayer games. So there's that. Anyway, that's long and short of the Xbox news. We're going to go through the rest of the news this week. There has been a lot happening. A lot happening. And thank you for all the super chats and new members. Like I said, if you want to see the full Phil Spencer interview, it is available right now to members at the Epic and Legendary tier. It is available over on patreon.com/SafeStatePlus, which is the best place to support this channel, by the way. Thank you so much for watching. And it will be available to all Monday at 7 a.m. Pacific. Joe Walker says, look, as someone with a PS5, a high-end gaming PC, and 2 Xbox Series S, I feel like I always come back to my S. I love that little 1080p box. I totally hear you, Joe. And I know I'm the meme guy, but Game Pass is really enticing. Game Pass is really cool. Hey, I don't root for Sega to go away. Yeah, Sega with the Yakuza series, but still here. Widya says, what games are we playing on the live play? Yeah, it seems like the goal is reached quicker than I thought. I'm going to play Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, we'll play Ninja Gaiden 2. Just dropped. I already had it installed. I played it a little bit. I haven't played Ninja Gaiden 2 before, so I played it a little bit. I'm probably going to embarrass myself, but we can start another goal here. We'll do an hour goal, live Q&A. I'm already pretty I'm already pretty chatty with y'all, so. But we'll do a live Q&A. You can ask me whatever you'd like. Doom the Dark Ages won't have multiplayer. This was from Eurogamer, written by Victoria Kennedy. It's published January 20th. This was after the video release. Long story short, there was a Q&A, and they told Eurogamer, or during the roundtable, they said it will be a strictly campaign affair. We made that decision early so we could really just go all in on the campaign. It's our largest, most expansive, most epic campaign ever, and we're just really happy with the decision, Stratton said. It's been awesome to have the team focused just on polishing and finishing that campaign. Doom the Dark Ages game director, Hugo Martin. A lot of people said I should get Hugo Martin on Safe State Plus. I don't know how to get in touch with him, but if you want to, you can reach me at destin@safestateplus.com. If anybody has his contact info, or I could reach out to PR, I guess. Anyway, that's why we were able to put the Dragon and the Atlan mech in. Oh, okay. I mean, these are things we wanted to do in the game for like multiple games now, but couldn't because we had a multiplayer component, which we love. But really, it was meant to just focus on the single player campaign and just level up that experience for players. I'm not worried about them dropping multiplayer camp. How do y'all feel about it? I am happy that they are dropping multiplayer. I would be curious about the player numbers on multiplayer. I don't see it like going crazy or anything like that. But I mean, you still have Doom Eternal multiplayer, right? Steven says, if Xbox goes away, why would Microsoft even try to grow Game Pass? No console would make the subscription service but useless. But that's my opinion. Yeah, exactly, Steven. Steven gets it. We already sort of talked about this one, but we're going to look over at Gamertag Radio. Let me see. Was it this one? This one here. So this is a quote from Gamertag Radio. I'm just going to link to them in the chat. Definitely go check out Gamertag Radio. Xbox will continue to ship more games on PlayStation and Nintendo. This was one where they got a little bit of a different response than I did, and they talked about the Nintendo platform. I want everybody to be able to play on Xbox, and it does mean more of our games shipping on more platforms, not just PlayStation. We love the work that we do with Nintendo. We love what we do with Valve and on Steam, and that's going to continue. We'll just continue to do more of it. The thing I've learned and continue to learn when I'm listening to creators is every creator out there wants to build a game that can find as many players as they want. We're not going to put up walls around where people can engage with the great games our studios are building. We obviously love the native experience we have on our own platform and own hardware, and that's something that will continue for us. So yeah, Paris and Danny knocked it out of the park. It was a really, really solid interview. Fun watch. I watched it in the car when I was getting my late night Taco Bell. Don't tell my wife. Yeah, I've been pretty bad with the junk food lately. But yeah, it was a really, really great interview. I think those red lines are definitely fading fast, for lack of a better term. Some of the Doom the Dark Ages previews came in. Speaking of Doom the Dark Ages, by the way, is my most anticipated game, I would say, from Microsoft. A lot of people ask, like, Destin, what are you most excited for? Easily, it's Doom the Dark Ages. Very excited about that. Here's what some of the previews said. Ryan McCaffrey, shout out to Ryan. Sure, the great guns are still there. This is Doom after all, but the Dark Ages also places a huge premium on your 3 melee weapons, the default Electrified Gauntlet, which can be charged up, the Flail, and the star of the reveal trailer from last summer, the Shield Saw. I love the Shield Saw, which can be thrown or used to block, parry, or deflect. You're going to stand and fight, game director Hugo Martin said. Game Rant said, by the way, Game Rant got in there? Game Rant must be big. If I would have loved to do a preview of Doom the Dark Ages. Hey, Destin, I'm sorry I didn't get to see your interview with Phil Spencer. Did Phil confirm about Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 and Avowed coming to PS5? He answered the question plainly. It's on Twitter, Dwayne. And if you become a member, you can watch it now. Or you can support on patreon.com/SafeState Plus. It's live, so you can go check it out. And it's posting for everybody on Monday. Anyway, Game Rant got access. Would have been nice to think about your old friend Destin Legary. I know I'm starting out, so I got to build up that street rep with the PR peeps. Game Rant shared some thoughts. Great care has already been taken in ensuring Doom the Dark Ages pays homage to older Doom games, some of which id Software played a lot during development. Most of the game's guns are short to medium range, encouraging the player to get up close and personal during combat. Sounds great to me. Enemy types will be varied and will feature a mixture of new and more recognizable fiends for Doom Slayer to take care of. Let's freaking go. I mean, all of these sound great to me. Phil Aroni says, I just figured it out. Microsoft is not trying to be the biggest third-party or first-party company. They are aiming for a second-party focus. Not sure what you mean by second-party. The value proposition is quite clear. The value proposition is if you play on Xbox, you get all the Xbox owned stuff. They own a large swath of the industry. Yeah, I'm live, Mo. Good to see you. You own a large swath of the industry. If you are Xbox. You have all of Activision, you have all of these amazing properties, and hopefully the games continue to be as good as like Indiana Jones was lauded quite well. And if you're an Xbox fan, you get access to all those games for $100 or for $20 a month. That's basically the value proposition. And you can buy them too at a discount and all of that, but Game Pass, Phil Spencer said when they bought Bethesda, Game Pass is the play. It has been the play for like 5 years. So I see the memes. I saw, who was it? I gave him a hard time. J-Dub. J-Dub had found a rip on Twitter of an interview question and posted it. And that's why I did the clips. Cause I'm like, well, this looks terrible. I'm just going to release the clips, not in garbage quality. So I called J-Dub. I'm like, hey man, can you wait to make fun of me and rip my video until at least the video's live? And he was great about it. Actually, he actually posted like, hey, support Destin. So props to him for understanding where I'm coming from and everything. J-Dub's a big PlayStation fan, and he did like a zoom in on my face, like I'm emotionally hurt about the games coming to another platform. I'm totally not. The fan fiction that Twitter comes up with about like when I interviewed Richard Ledbetter at IGN, and they're like, oh, look, Richard doesn't agree with Destin. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You think I'm really like emotionally invested in this stuff? I'm truly not. I'm truly, truly not. Like, I could care less. Getting a little toasty in my office. Polygon wrote, the Slayer will also have a variety of melee weapons at his disposal, including a gauntlet, a chunky iron mace, and a whipping flail. Those weapons attacks are contextual too, as id Software aims to simplify the game's inputs. Of course, correction from the more complicated control scheme of Eternal. Keto Man Sky, thank you for the epic support. CGM. Who's CGM? Okay. Okay, who did I make mad at Bethesda? Who doesn't like me at Bethesda? Clearly, I haven't even heard of CG. They haven't done the influencer rounds yet, so that's fine. Like CGM and Inverse, whatever. While Doom the Dark Ages introduces more complex and exciting ways to dispatch foes, id Software has worked diligently to streamline the controls. The philosophy behind this change is that with a simplified control layout, the game can demand more from players, creating a more engaging and rewarding gameplay loop. And Inverse writes, the power fantasy of being a potent demon slayer armed to the teeth with insane weapons and abilities looks more appealing and approachable than ever. And for returning fans, the next iteration of what id does best, tweaking the core of Doom to create unique first-person shooters, looks just as engrossing as its two genre-defying predecessors. So all pretty positive here. And this is a great roundup from Pure Xbox. I ended up on their site today, so a few of my stories are from them. Thank you, Liam Doolin, over at Pure Xbox for a great roundup of what we can expect from those things. Yudin says, hey, Destin, it's you. Go live. Will your interview with Phil go live for non-members at any point? It will go live tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific. And Chad, if you've been watching the whole time, I will probably have to answer that question a lot while we're going through the stories. Oh yeah, so Pocket Pair also, you remember Pal World? Pal World was this big sensation earlier in the year. They're currently being sued by Nintendo and all this stuff is happening. Check this out. They launched the publishing company. Pocket Pair launches publishing business Pocket Pair Publishing and announces first publishing partnership with Surgent Studios. Here was their official announcement. Pocket Pair Inc. has announced the formation of a publishing business called Pocket Pair Publishing. This business will support game development through funding, development assistance, and publishing for indie game developers and studios. In addition, Pocket Pair is pleased to announce that Pocket Pair Publishing's first project will be supporting a brand new horror title from the UK-based game development studio Surgent Studios, scheduled to release in 2025. And then they link to a Google Drive. This is okay. Do they show more about Surgent in here? Or what the game is? No, okay. I'm not used to a press release linking to a Google Drive, so right away I'm like, is this like a phishing scam? No, it's just their press kit for the press release. So yeah, I haven't heard of Surgent. Let's see if we got anything. So here's Surgent Studios. This is what they have on their website. They did that Zao game. So this is Surgent. They did I don't know. It's kind of a cool animated intro. They did, I think they published, or did they make that? That's a game? Oh, they made a film? I'm very confused. Okay, so they made a game and they make movies? Projects. Let's go to projects. Game. I just want to know their games. Okay, so they've only worked on Tales of Zao, and now they're working on like a scary type game. And if the news about Xbox wasn't enough, we got some news about PlayStation this week that we definitely need to go over. Breaking: PlayStation has canceled 2 more live service games from subsidiaries Bend and Bluepoint, Bloomberg has learned. Fans have long wondered what Bluepoint has been working on for the last couple of years. I can report it was a live service God of War game. So that's from the 16th. That one's actually a little bit older, but I think I didn't stream last week. So yeah. The PlayStation live service plan, it's done. They went all in on live service. Concord was a $200 to $400 million L for them. And I think they're just done with it. Darren Reed says Game Pass is an option. People still can't grasp this. If you don't like it, then buy it. Either way, Microsoft's are happy. More players on the platform equals win. Absolutely agree. And if you actually look at all the live service games that have been canceled by PlayStation, it's a lot. Spider-Man: The Great Web. These have reportedly been canceled by PlayStation from Game Rant. The Last of Us Online, that was officially announced. Unknown game from Deviation. Concord launched and was canceled. Payback, the Destiny spinoff, was canceled. Twisted Metal canceled. Another unknown game from Neon Koi, and they closed Neon Koi. Unknown fantasy game from London Studio. Did they close London Studio? Or was London Studio still there? Anyway, the Horizon MMO we learned was canceled also when the Jason Schreier report came out. Another unknown game from Bend Studio. And the God of War multi-platform game from Bluepoint was also canceled. There was some incorrect reporting about this story, saying that this is the first that they learned about it or whatever. That's simply not true. So I just want to make sure that that is squashed. They knew that this was happening. Yeah, London Studio is also closed. People are always like, when are you going to make your Dear Xbox, Are You Okay video? Because I made a video called Dear PlayStation, Are You Okay? Or something like that. And that was when we had learned about these layoffs and something was happening internally. And I'm like, this is really, really weird. And then the layoffs started at PlayStation, the studio closures, the live service, Last of Us was canceled. So I haven't had my radar up about Xbox like that before, but the reason I haven't made the Xbox video yet is I would have to know that something drastic is coming, or my alarm bells would have to hear that something drastic is coming, and then I would make that video. But with PlayStation, it was like Jaffe was talking about it. There were all these indicators that something was going on. Everything was sort of piling up, and then the announcement started, and then the Xbox layoff announcement started. So it was kind of the pendulum swung back, unfortunately. And yeah, it was a really, really rough 2024, a rough 2023. And I'm hoping that 2025, I mean, at least in terms of releases, Xbox seems like they're having some positive momentum, but I don't know what's going on at PlayStation. What's the next exclusives from PlayStation that's confirmed? Do we know anything? We know Last of Us Season 2 on HBO is coming out, and that their movie initiatives are going quite well. Or at least we think. But yeah. Widget says, if the PlayStation Live Service experiments are over, then where and how are they going to fund their games for the future? I don't know what's going on at PlayStation. Like, they have third-party stuff that they locked up, like Helldivers 2 was a huge get for them. Death Stranding 2, we don't have a release date for Fair Games. Ghost of Yotei and Death Stranding 2. We don't know if Death Stranding 2 is an exclusive. We're assuming it is. I would assume it is based on prior agreements, but Kojima now owns that studio, so there is a chance that that could be multi-platform. PlayStation said they don't have any exclusives coming through March. Yeah, they're going to be fine. I don't think anybody doubts that they're going to be fine. But it's an interesting situation. It's an interesting situation that they're in right now because everybody's super critical. Oh, Xbox doesn't have any exclusives. Okay, but neither does PlayStation, and they're okay. PlayStation had Astrobot last year, right? There's no way Marathon gets canceled. Stephen OG just asked Super Chat. Could Marathon get canceled as well? Not a chance. The game's done. I don't think it's going to be a Concord situation with Bungie. People have been play testing that. Like the Destiny community has been going over to PlayStation to play test that, and it's been reported well. And then there's other stuff happening. Like we know Insomniac Games had layoffs. If you haven't been following the real world news, there's been these massive fires that impact Santa Monica Studios, that impacts Insomniac. It impacts all of the studios down here, like real world scary stuff. People's houses are burning down. And amidst all of that, we learned that Ted Price is retiring. So there's an internal restructuring in terms of what is going on at Ted Price is retiring. I should correct myself. There's just like internal restructure things happening at PlayStation right now. Thank you for 30 wonderful years. Now, just a caveat to all of this. He planned this a year ago. So the timing is just sort of interesting given everything else that's going on. And here's what he says. Hi, everyone. I'd like to start this blog by acknowledging how difficult things have been for our team members and our players in Los Angeles over the past several weeks. As I write this, news reports are being shared predicting more challenges ahead with the fires due to extreme weather. Our thoughts are with those who have been affected, and will continue to work with our peers at Sony to support our team members and their families as they continue to deal with the tragic situation. I'm so proud of the numerous Insomniacs who have rallied to help others in LA, both inside and outside of Insomniac. Helping those who are less fortunate is part of our mission statement. Insomniacs embrace it daily, and it's one of so many aspects of our culture that I love. Another aspect of our culture I hold dear is the Insomniac's ability to pull together and successfully overcome what often seem like insurmountable obstacles. Speaking of which, despite a challenging 2024, Insomniac stayed fully focused on building games for our fans. As a result of the team's persistence and collaboration, we're in one of the strongest positions we've experienced in years, with each game in development looking beautiful and playing fantastic. Therefore, last week, I felt comfortable announcing to the Insomniac team that after having been incredibly fortunate to enjoy such a fulfilling career in games, I'll be retiring from the industry at the end of March. Today, I'm sharing this news more broadly. I actually made this decision last year. For me, after over 30 years of leading Insomniac, I felt it was simply time to step aside and let others pave the way for our team. During the past year, I had the opportunity to work with the senior leadership team at Insomniac to create a succession plan that I know will provide the continuity, stability, and strong leadership necessary to deliver more of what our fans cherish over the next several decades. As a real quick aside before we talk about the leaders, I did want to say, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell to know when my content goes live. And if you like this video, hit that like button. But in all seriousness, Insomniac is one of my favorite developers in the industry. I think they might be my number one most favorite developer in the gaming industry. I think they have done phenomenal work. I think they innovate in terms of how they optimize their engine with the Spider-Man games. I think they do absolutely phenomenal things for the industry, and they are pushing other developers to be better. They're spectacular. So I hope this doesn't impact their work, and I think they are set up for success. Aries, thank you for the 10 gifted. Thank you so much. Anybody who has just gifted a membership, you can go listen to the full Phil Spencer interview. It is available now to members and will release more widely on Monday, tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're curious, there you go. You can go check it out right now. The audio version is available to anybody at that level. Aries, thank you so much. So also today, sorry, and Coalition might be my second favorite. So the Coalition, favorite number 1, and then maybe I got to change the animation because that's the I just realized the little box. It's like the default animation, but yeah. Big Mad Mo, now you're a member in 2 places. Good to see you. Maybe the Coalition, because I really like Colin Penty. I think he's very talented with the engine. So also today, I'm extremely happy to announce that Chad Desern, Ryan Schneider, and Jen Wong will become Insomniac Games' new co-studio heads. I believe strongly that for us to continue our success, we need leaders at the top who are intimately familiar with how we do things, leaders who have helped build our culture and our process, and who have earned people's trust. For many years, Chad, Jen, and Ryan have been instrumental in making Insomniac what we are today. I've seen each lead major initiatives here, which have positively changed Insomniac's lives. Plus, they've consistently demonstrated the kind of collaboration and transparency that's part of our DNA. And just as important, their skill sets are truly complementary. There is no way that I would ever consider handing the reins to a team I didn't trust to take care of Insomniacs and lead us to even greater heights. Chad, Jen, and Ryan are that team. For those who may not be familiar, please take a moment to get to know them here. To conclude this blog, Insomniac has been my life, my home away from home for 3 decades. I want to thank every Insomniac for having a positive and lasting impact on my life. Working side by side with Insomniacs for so many years has been a gift that I'll cherish for the rest of my days. I also want to thank our fans who, for 3 decades, have shared their enthusiasm, their encouragement, and their support, inspiring us to take every game farther than the last. We do what we do for you, and I can assure you that we won't be slowing down. As for me, I'm very excited to officially join the ranks of Insomniac fans. I can't wait to experience our future games purely as a player. Plus, I can't remember the last time I played any game and wasn't unconsciously scanning for bugs. I'm ready to break that habit. Finally, I'm confident that under the combined leadership of Chad, Jen, and Ryan, Insomniac will continue to deliver the industry-defining games that players have come to expect from us, while making a positive and lasting impact on people's lives for decades to come. Thank you to Insomniacs, to our players, and to video games for 30 wonderful years, Ted. A great farewell letter from Ted over at Insomniac. That's Ted Price. I got to interview Ted Price once during my time at IGN. He is very shy. He was very shy during the interview. He had made some, I don't want to say indie because, you know, they're AAA. And we talked about the game and just what he thought about it and his time in the industry. But he's a very quiet person when I got to meet him, and very nice. It was very nice to chat with him for sure. What else we got here? That comes on top of Shuhei Yoshida also leaving. So remember that Shuhei Yoshida, in addition to Ted Price, he also announced his departure. I talked about this in the Phil Spencer interview. I can't remember who else he listed, but there are a lot of people that are just making big changes. You know, it's a new year. A lot of people make changes at the start of the year and make big bets, myself included. And that seems to be happening in the industry right now. I think it's good. Well, good to see Puerto Rocks viewers. I appreciate you stopping by. Shuhei Yoshida was the guy. You can go back and watch it. I was criticizing PlayStation years ago for their indie game standards and how indie game developers were complaining about not being able to be found, not being able to be featured. And you know what? He fixed it. Shuhei Yoshida he's like great. Shuhei Yoshida is wonderful. He did an exclusive with Greg Miller over at Kinda Funny. I highly recommend you go watch it. He says, I would have pushed back on the live service push as an example. He really, really cares about the PlayStation brand, and it's understanding that we all retire someday. We all hit retirement age. I do think he is staying in the industry, but yeah, that was a big one. Bit of a surprise to see. This one's just sort of a little aside, but we might as well talk about it. EA is dealing the final blow to Origin and taking some users with it a bit part. Now, this is from IGN, and here's what they say on the official website. It just says Origin shutdown on April 17th, 2025. Origin will shut down as Apple has stopped supporting 32-bit software. If you use Origin, you'll need to upgrade to the EA app, which requires Mac OS. If you need help, learn how to update your PC if you're using Origin on PC. Will your account and games transfer to the EA app? Yes, your account and games will transfer to the EA app. Log into the EA app with the same account you use for Origin. Will you have to re-download your games? Yeah, I mean, obviously. I don't really understand why this is a big deal. Destin autocorrect? I missed the comment, but haven't they had the EA app for years? I haven't opened Origin. I don't even know if I have it installed on this rig anymore. Huh. Well, I don't really understand the story, but that's happening. We're just going to move on. Part 3 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy will not be a next-gen PS6 exclusive like Remake and Rebirth were PS4 and PS5 gen exclusives. For those who played Final Fantasy VII Remake on PS4 and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PS5, I imagine there may be some concern that the third game will be for next-gen consoles. It says, no, you can rest assured about the next one. Hamaguchi then added that in the future, Square Enix will release games on a wide range of platforms so that more people can play them. He says right now he can't promise anything, but will do his best as they want many people to play the games they like. So that came out. When did that come out? On the 23rd. We talked to Phil Spencer, Gamertag Radio, did their interview. I did my interview. What did Phil Spencer say? Yeah, chat. Switch 2 is dying. PlayStation's doomed. Yeah. I just, yeah. It's already money hatted. So no exclusivity going forward for Square Enix. Square Enix has been pretty clear that they do plan to release more games multi-platform. And they're excited about that. Does becoming a YouTube member give you Discord access? Not to the Patreon stuff. I don't think you can integrate Discord on YouTube. So no, Phil Aroni. The best place to support, if you are curious about that sort of thing, is patreon.com/SaveStatePlus. Phil Spencer interviews over there if you want to check it out. So yeah, Square Enix, it seems like they're not going to be doing exclusives. Why? Because they make all of this, they put all of this work into making a great gameplay experience, and then they launch it on, say, the PlayStation 5 like they did with Final Fantasy 16, and at the time you only have a sell-through of 30 million units. That's tough. That's good for PlayStation. I think that's bad for Square. And I think Square, now that they figured out whatever was going on with Xbox, has said, yeah, we're going to just go ahead and release everywhere going forward. So we'll see how all that plays out. Their games haven't been doing great on PC. I know that. But again, I think this will be better for gamers. If you've been paying attention to the Warner Brothers situation, the games chief, David Haddad, has exited. This is according to Variety. Warner Brothers Entertainment president David Haddad is exiting his role after 12 years leading the Warner Brothers game division. David has thoughtfully and purposely chosen a time when our release schedule is lighter, which will help minimize disruption to our ongoing projects and strategic plans and allow this team to smoothly prepare for its next record-breaking title, Warner Brothers Discovery Global Streaming Games CEO and President J.B. Perrett said. A town hall meeting led by Parity. There are so many ads on this website, just as an aside. Is scheduled for later Thursday to provide additional details to the WB Games team. A source close to the situation tells Variety there are no plans for WBD to sell off the games division, so they're not going to sell. That's interesting. There have been rumors for years that Xbox is going to buy WB. And the goal is to focus on filling Haddad's slot for the existing businesses. Well, unfortunately, I don't know how long he was there, but I can't imagine that Suicide Squad helped the whole situation. Variety also had another thing, going back to Ted Price for just a second. They talked a little bit about Wolverine, like where's the Wolverine game, right? Looking to the future, the new Insomniac Chiefs are very much staying the course with existing projects, but are not ready to solidify release plans for those upcoming titles, including Marvel's Wolverine. While Desern would not confirm or deny a 2025 release for the game, he noted, we've announced Wolverine and we'd love to talk more about Wolverine, but we have to be like Logan today and remain very stoic until it's time to pop the claws down the road. As much as we have pent up excitement. Am I reading that wrong? We got to hold on to it. So that's about as much as we can say about our upcoming projects today. When you quote, do you have to quote stutters? And I guess you're quoting verbatim, so that's good. But yeah, so nothing about Wolverine in the near future. Oh, if you were curious about the Switch 2 release window, the earnings call from NanCon might have tilted their hat a little bit. They said business levels in the first half of 2025-2026 will be supported by several positive factors, including the contribution of new gaming and accessories products that we've not launched in 2024-2025, the back catalog businesses, which will remain buoyant. And we'll just skip to the next one. The arrival of the Nintendo Switch 2 console, for which NanCon already has compatible games and a full range of accessories for. So that means, because of when this fiscal window is that they're talking about, it will release between June and September. At least that's internally where the Nintendo Switch is currently. So we learned a little bit more, and you can glean that because the third quarter is the second quarter is July to September, if I'm reading that right. So interesting stuff there. We already covered this one. What else did we have? Oh yeah. We have one last story, and it is a brutal one. Actually, I have a quote for this one too. One second. Let me get it queued up. One moment, please stand by. I did have a quote for this because I didn't want to talk about this story until I had something. I'll just read it out loud. So, there was this story coming out about Dragon Age, and Dragon Age didn't sell well. It sold very, very not well. EA stock dropped 17% following Dragon Age The Veilguard's disappointing sales. A 17% drop is one of EA's most significant drops in stock value ever following its Q3 2025 financial report. Dragon Age The Veilguard's disappointing sales results are mostly to blame, with the company reporting that the game sold a mere 1.5 million units. That is brutal. It didn't meet revenue expectations. Dragon Age engaged. Can I just read the report? I thought I had this open. Yeah, so they had a whole press release about the situation. Let's increase the text size here. EA Arts pre-announces preliminary Q3 financial year 25 results. Business outlook as of January 22nd, 2025. EA's initial guidance for fiscal year 2025 anticipated mid-single-digit growth in live service net bookings. However, the company now projects a mid-single-digit decline, with global football accounting for the majority of the change. Global football had experienced 2 consecutive fiscal years of double-digit net bookings growth. However, the franchise experienced a slowdown as early momentum in the fiscal third quarter did not sustain through to the end. As a result, EA revises its outlook for global football to end the fiscal year. I know this is boring legal stuff, but here we go. Down from mid-single digit at the midpoint of the new outlook. Separately, Dragon Age engaged approximately 1.5 million players. I don't know. It's very interesting that they would use the term players and not sales or revenue. They're doing that purposely. Down nearly 50% from the company's expectations. That is half what they were expecting. As a result, EA is providing preliminary results for its third fiscal quarter and updating its fiscal year 2025 net bookings outlook. It now expects net bookings of approximately $2.215 billion for the third fiscal quarter and an updated range of $7 billion to $7.15 billion for fiscal year 2025. For its fiscal quarter, EA now expects GAAP revenue to be less. Long story short. So in addition to all of, there's actually a quote here. Let's read the quote. During Q3, we continued to deliver high-quality games and experiences across our portfolio. However, Dragon Age and EA Sports FC 25 underperformed our net bookings expectations, said Andrew Wilson, CEO of EA. This month, our team delivered a comprehensive gameplay refresh in addition to our annual Team of the Year update in FC 25. Positive player feedback and early results are encouraging. We remain confident in our long-term strategy and expect a return to growth. I thought they were going to say a return to form, a return to growth in financial year 26 as we execute against our pipeline. We continue to balance investment for future growth with operational discipline and remain committed to EA's long-term financial framework, said Stuart Canfield, CFO of EA. As we look to financial year 26, we expect to grow as we launch more of our iconic franchises. Now, this has kind of put all eyes. Oh, did I make the mic pop? Sorry about that. This has put all eyes on Mass Effect. And I am very concerned about Mass Effect. I want to make sure that BioWare Edmonton is still around. And I will be rooting for Mass Effect 5 and BioWare Edmonton to continue. I've been very fortunate enough to go there and do a few IGN firsts and meet a lot of the team. And I think they're really great people. There was a rumor going around. I think this YouTuber Smash JT broke the Corinne Bush story, and then Jeff Grubb corroborated it. And long story short, there was a secondary rumor that BioWare Edmonton was in trouble. So I reached out for comment, and I got an on-the-record response. We really don't comment on crazy rumors, and that's my on-the-record response, Mike Gamble told me. So as far as I know, there's nothing that he indicates is happening at the company. But this is a brutal report about Veilguard, and what was the impact? Their stock was really, really hit hard. The 17% drop is one of EA's most significant drops in stock value ever following its Q3 2025 financial report. Dragon Age The Veilguard's disappointing sales results are mostly to blame, with the company reporting that the game sold a mere 1.5 million units compared to around the 3 million plus forecasted. For context, Inquisition sold 12 million copies, and Anthem, another BioWare game that was considered a failure by many, sold 2 million units in its first week alone. Oh my goodness. That's important context. So it failed to outsell Anthem, and it failed to outsell Inquisition by a lot. Lord Zero says, with Marvel Snap having gotten caught in the crossfire of the TikTok ban, do you believe we should be worried about losing access to other Chinese-owned games such as Marvel Rivals or Black Myth? Don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, Astrobot only sold 1.5 million, but Astrobot, I don't think that Astrobot needs to sell as much as a game like Dragon Age Inquisition does, because Dragon Age Inquisition, as far as we know from the Schreier reporting, has not needed to sell through as sorry. Dragon Age Inquisition went through a tumultuous development period, and I believe it took even longer to finish creation of the game and publish it, and therefore they needed to hit a higher margin than a game like Astrobot, which still had a long development window, but I bet the team was smaller and more tight-knit, and Game of the Year, well-deserved. So unfortunately, yeah, it was a brutal hit to stock. And Insider Gaming continues, the 17% decrease in the company's stock price has resulted in approximately $6 billion being knocked off its market value, with its stock price now at its lowest point in the past 12 months. As for what this means for EA and its flagship franchises remain to be seen, but EA, all eyes are now seemingly on the next entry into the Battlefield franchise, which was officially said to have more details at the beginning of the year, which implies that the game could release later this year. I did send an email to PR at EA. So weird when you leave the biggest gaming company in the world. Sometimes it's harder to get a hold of PR. Just kidding, but I didn't get a comment on that. Some PR, but for the most part, they're all pretty cool about it. But yeah, I got a no comment on this one, or by no comment, I mean they literally didn't reply to me. So I have nothing about Dragon Age, the BioWare doing poorly, or the rumors about Edmonton, aside from the official Gamble comment where he's like, we don't comment on crazy rumors, which makes sense. I'm rooting for BioWare Edmonton. I want to see them come through the other side and kick some butt. Speaking of kicking butt, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play some Ninja Gaiden. And I said, yeah, y'all hit the goal. So we're going to play a little bit. I can't remember where I have it installed on the Xbox app, right? We're going to play a little bit of Ninja Gaiden Black. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is right here. Boop. And we're going to play it. Let's go. So I am bad at this video game. I'm going to warn you right now. This might be embarrassing for me, but we'll play for a little bit of time. I got to go make dinner here soon, but I could probably get 30 minutes or so in of embarrassing myself in Ninja Gaiden. It's actually me. I'm not just playing a video, in case you were wondering. I got to turn this down a little bit because everybody's going to say it's too loud. Let me know how the audio bounces. Way easier than Path of Exile. Well, it's a different game, basically, right? I'm just going to start a new one, and we'll watch the cutscene together and everything. Ninja Gaiden 2. It's so cool that they redid this and just dropped it like that. We'll just do normal. We're going to start fresh. Oh, no. Please, chat, don't start spamming friend requests. I'm going to put that on lockdown if y'all do. I'll try and be quiet during the cutscenes. How's the audio? Is it too quiet or is it good? Here, I'll go gameplay only for a sec. Oh, I am super excited about MGS3 Delta. I will play that. I'll play through that whole thing on Twitch. I might start doing the gameplay segments just on Twitch. Or maybe I try and build the Twitch audience. I don't know.
So,
oh, Kenobi. Post it again. I missed it. Sorry.
You don't have a clue where I can find Ryu Hayabusa?
No one knows where a ninja goes. If he isn't at the Hayabusa village, he could be halfway around the world. Sonia, was it? Do you have business with Ryu?
I do.
And what might that be?
All I'll say is that it concerns the Archfiend.
Oh, the Archfiend.
Intro is so camp. Oh yeah, it's super gory. I forgot. Oh, I missed your super chat, Ken. Let me see if I can bring it up on my phone. Sorry, Ken, I missed it. Supers. I can't bring them up live. Hey, Fran. Thanks for joining. Ken, if you just post it again, just do @Destin. I'll read it, but I can't find it. Sorry, man. All right, we're gonna pause here for a sec. I don't want to miss Ken's thing if he's not gonna post it.
I expected more, you Hayabusa.
If you post it in chat, I promise I'll read it. Oh, Jesus. He is dead. Oh, really? Come on. So cheap. All right, real quick, chat. I got to alt tab out. Oh, wait. Cutscene. At the next stopping point, I'm going to go find that super chat. Bram Mirabella, everybody in chat.
They were minions of the Black Spider Clan.
Indeed they were. We haven't heard from them in a while.
Who was the woman?
You don't know her? Neither do I. You couldn't save her? She was looking for you. She said it was about the Archfiend.
The Archfiend.
This game is pretty great. All right, quick pause. Sorry to do this the weird way. Will the Insider says, Destin, if PlayStation is such a great platform, how so many PlayStation fanboys troll in your chat instead of playing? Yeah, it's it's a mystery, huh? So I'm live streaming here. I should be able to just bring up the super chats live. I don't know why. I don't know why they're not showing up, but usually you can just bring them up on your phone. My phone's being weird. Sorry, everybody. Ken Obi said, in my opinion, thank you for the $5, Ken. In my opinion, ever since they dropped the FIFA moniker, it's hurt the franchise. The average consumer is looking for the next FIFA game. I mean, you're right. Did they drop the FIFA name? I didn't know that. I mean, that is good insight, and it is important that they keep that moniker on there. All right. Y'all can make fun of how bad I am at video games now. Should we give him a chance? I'm like, I think I won. This feels really good. I really wish they could do this with black. Oh, man. Block, block, block. All right, here we go. Get it. Nice. Heal and save. Let's do it. Game feels so good, actually. It's just the camera's slow, I think is honestly the only problem I really have with it. Block. So how, like, am I doing well, or? I think I'm doing okay. Blue enhances your something. So. All right. Nice. I'm not doing so bad. Ah. I mean, if you just slow it down and actually use your block button, then it's not so bad. My browser just crashed. One sec. Can't see chat. Hold Y. Yeah, I'm holding Y. There is something down here, so I'm gonna just. Okay, come on, Rhea. Just jump down in the pit. I want to get the chest. This is the part I played. Oh, I can throw. Oh, it's literally just the tip. You can throw the stars. I missed the spot. I didn't like black. The camera's way too slow. Why near winner? I've been doing that, yeah. Nice. Is really, really cool. Why the clickbait thumbnail? Did you not watch the first like hour of the stream? What does that increase? All right, let's do it. Crystal Skull, a legendary out-of-place artifact known since ancient times. All right. Fall down. Got it. Yeah, I should probably increase the camera speed. That's the only thing bugging me. Like, get. Ah! I just can't, like, get in the hang of it. Having a little trouble. So if I, like, cut off their arm, you just, like, tap Y and you get the finisher, basically. Alright, I get it. Who's throwing these ninja stars at me? It's making me mad. Bye-bye. Herb of spiritual life to heal. Okay. Wow. This game has more finishers in it than the... I won't say. But it's... I just did my Assassin's Creed Shadows preview, and I'm like, I think I've seen more unique finishers than I did during my Assassin's Creed Shadows preview session. That was one of the things that bugged me because... Oh, wait. Was it hold Y? I had missed the tooltip. Press and hold RB to find the proper path. Kill him. Oh, he's dead. The wall run's a little short. I need a more open space. I'm gonna die. Am I doing something wrong? Besides sucking? I'm getting my butt kicked, you guys. Alright, alright. Got it. Then how? Oh, I'm healed up. Alright, let's go. We did it. I thought I was done. For sure. I played a few of these action combat games. You're gonna teach me how to jump on a wall? Did I get past the tutorial yet? If I can pass the tutorial, I'm officially an influencer now, right? That's the rule. These fall down the... Hold on to your butt. This way? This game feels so good. Like if this came out today, well, it did just come out the other day, but if it was like a full-on release, I would think it's pretty good. And that's why I say, like, I feel like the wrong things are being prioritized sometimes in terms of what gamers want. Come on now. And what's being created sometimes. There's some places that get it right, but I just feel like there's malaligned priorities. Like graphics are one that I'm just like, I think graphics are important to an extent, but I would rather really solid, tight gameplay, or like open world versus just a linear experience. Kill him. I can handle 2 enemies, but if there's like 10, I start having trouble. I think Ninja Gaiden 2 Black feels better than Ninja Gaiden Black. Don't clip that, please. Please don't clip that. What's this? Is this like a secret thing? We'll do the secrets. Oh, you sneaky sneak. I do not like... Get me out. I want to be able to see all the enemies on the screen. Alright, you. There's a guy up there throwing ninja stars at me, messing up my combos. But I want the secrets. This game is what made me fall in love with games. It's really good. Like, it's way better than I expected it to be. Oh, you can't run up the ladder. All right, well, I am gonna murder this guy. Throw another star. Throw another one. Okay, let's see how he likes it. Do you like it? Do you enjoy that? Is that fun for you? Oh yeah, you're gonna throw another one, huh? Jerk. Oh my god. Oh, did they spawn if I fall down here, I guess? I messed up the wall run, so gotta do it again. I remember playing Ninja Gaiden 2 and Kamiya on the 360. What was Kamiya? Why? What am I doing wrong? I'm trying to do a wall run. Cameo. You're thinking of Cameo. Yeah, so when I won my 360 doing the Mountain Dew contest, what console do you recommend for Doom? I mean, for me, I'm going to do PC, of course. Yeah, I was trying to wall run. It just wanted me to jump towards it, I guess. Dead. This game feels very, very good, y'all. I bet there's a boss at the top of that. Feels like it's boss time to me. I don't know. Left trigger and Y while jumping forward? Okay. Let's try that. All right. Ow. I don't know how to fire this thing. I'm a little messed up here for a sec. It's a mini boss. All right. I'm actually getting messed up. Oh, come on. Hashtag cheap. Can I just do that, like, all the time? How many times can I hit this guy after I, like, won? A lot, apparently. Alright, boss time. Let's do it. Is it the statue? Do I fight the statue? Hey, Special Nick. Good to see you. I'm just wrapping up. I still got a little bit more time. I gotta go make dinner for the fam. Fran, good to see you. He taught me to press the button. Yeah, Fran, you gotta press the hit button. Ooh, the staff. All right. Let's try this. Where's all the bad guys mad that I got the staff? I like that it plays a little chime every time you center the camera. It's very helpful. Hold Y. I mean, I already kind of knew that one. Go this way! No, I'm trying to dodge. Oh, sick. Oh, I thought that guy was still alive. That was pretty cool twirly. Should I do the staff? It's like a heavy dash. Look at that. This thing's fun. Why, I ask you, why? Why am I incapable of finishing off my enemies? The other apprentices lop off heads left and right. But what about me? When an opponent lies before me, blood spurting from mortal wounds, begging for the mercy of my blade, I stand there like a practice dummy. I can't bring myself to use the obliteration technique. Now that I think of it, my life has been full of tragedy. I saw far too much of the... He's way too serious. I saw far too much of the blood-drenched days of my youth. I must have suffered from mental trauma, causing my mind to flee from violence deep into subconscious shelter. No, wake up! Obliterate! You must obliterate! Open your eyes and obliterate, damn it! Zenamaru. It can be viewed at any time from the notebook section of the pause menu. Okay. Are they going to teach me how to obliterate? Ooh, this is nice. Just a nice little pool here. Any koi in the pond? No. No koi pond? Is it another letter? Hold Y, then release. The technique of ultimate guidance. All right. I mean, I kind of know that already. Yeah, that move seems good. He did. Whoa! You dirty so-and-so. I kind of want the sword, honestly. I'm doing okay with the bow, but I'm also not. Are you supposed to use the bow for this section? Whoa! Okay, okay. I'm just fighting the camera more than anything here. Oh, bro. A lot of people are playing Ninja Gaiden 2 right now. This is really, really fun. We're supposed to go here? Oh. I never would have found that without the chimey thing. Oh, alright. I found some shop. What would I buy there, though? What should I buy? Ooh. You can upgrade your weapons at the blacksmith. I mean, yeah, let's do the dragon sword. Alright. Never mind. Spent all my money. Peace! Oh, this is... Are you kidding me? Bats. Is that like paying homage to the NES version? Oh, do we get another letter? Yes. Notebook. Shadowless footsteps. My master tells me that the technique of shadowless footsteps is a basic ninja maneuver. He says it is the very spirit of the ninja to traverse where no path can be seen. In that case, I must be lacking in ninja spirit because I'm completely incapable of performing this simple technique. I slide down the wall or I slam my forehead against its surface. Either way, I look like an idiot. If it weren't for my mental headpiece, I'd have cracked my skull open by now. What honor can be had by a ninja as clumsy as I? When my comrades reach a valley, I slow them down. When up against the castle wall, they must carry me over. They say that in life, one must learn to rise above obstacles. I'd rather knock all these walls down. I never want to see another wall as long as I live. Hikagio. Okay, do you want me to keep reading the ninja notes, or is it warmed out its welcome? Wait, what? No, read it. All right. I'll keep reading if that's what you want. Did. All right, I just want to get that chest. Imagine being a ninja and just writing a note complaining about being a bad ninja and leaving it on the battlefield. No, don't read. I muted my TV. What did he say? Where am I supposed to go? I'm confused. Oh, okay. This is going to be like, I got to fight the airship or something, right? No, I want to do the Y power-up move. Can I? Probably not. Alright. Alright, there's a lot of enemies. Let's switch to the staff. Is there a faster way to switch between weapons, or no? God, this game's cool. Keep reading them, but do a voice for them. I missed a note. No, I'm good. All right, here we go. Up on the pad, just swap between the weapons. All right, if this is the boss fight, I can stop after the first boss fight. I assume this is the end of chapter 1. I'm playing on PC. I just got my Xbox controller right here. Yeah, I'm on PC, but playing with an Xbox controller. Thanks for watching today, everybody. Really appreciated it, and I think it was a good stream. Oh, did we do it? Did we just beat the first level? Gotta go save the girl. I think there's a lady slapping the lady. Oh, Rhea's PO'd now. Y'all messed up. As I get my butt kicked out the window. You son of a so-so-so-and-so. Let's see if up switches it. No, you gotta go into the menu. No matter what, it makes you go into the menu. That way. Is there a chest over here, though? No, there's not. My gameplay is not bad, thanks. Well, if it says go up, I want to go down the stairs and find the chest. You know there's going to be a chest down here. It's telling me to go the other way. Yep, see? Nailed it. I think I'm going to be making hamburgers tonight for the family. Oops. All right, for real. I got to go. Like right now. Like right after this next fight. This is too much. I'll switch. I find that the bow does seem to thin out the numbers better, so to speak. Like when you're surrounded by stuff. I don't know if that wastes any sort of resource, but it's freaking cool. Oh! The flying bird technique. I already knew that one. What's this? Can I not? Okay. Nailed it. Boosh. Combat feels so good. It just feels really tight. Really, really like it. I think I like the bow staff a little bit more now. Coming around. Might have changed my mind on the bow staff. I'm not doing so great. Oh boy. I don't know how to fire this thing. Nope. Whatever. Sure, why not? Boss fight? Good ending, good ending. For somebody that never played this at launch, didn't play much Ninja Gaiden Black. This is the boss. Perfect ending point. I said I would play for 30 minutes, and I like want to keep going. That is a good sign of a good video game. I'm going to take one shot at the boss. If I die, we're going to call it there, and I'll one phase him next time. Yikes. Oops. Where is he? Come on. I'm gonna die. Let's go all out. Fire it. Well, I guess I'm pretty good at video games. What can I say?
You're coming with us. Stop struggling. Take us up.
In high heels, really? Get a tracker on there or something. Oh, did he cut? Oh! Well, I saved her. Great.
You can have her, Ryu Hayabusa. She's just a tool of the CIA.
All right, we won. I thought I would die on the boss. I'm not going to lie.
Ryu, I finally found you.
So,
Well, I do this one, WTR cell.
me.
Or the NES one. I played the NES one a lot.
We have a serious problem. The fiends are trying to resurrect the Archfiend. We can't let that happen.
I see the agency's broadened its horizons.
Ryu, they're heading for the Hayabusa village. They're after the demon statue.
Uh-oh.
Your clan is in danger.
They're by Mount Fuji. All right, we did it. We cleared it in 31 minutes, 6 seconds. We have 643 points. Not so bad. Thanks for watching, everybody. This was a ton of fun, actually. I really do appreciate it very much. Everybody who chimed in today. If you want to see the interview right now, you can do so. It's available audio only at the Epic tier and then the Legendary tier for video here on YouTube. If you want to support all of my work, you can do so at patreon.com/SaveStatePlus. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you are watching on YouTube, you can, of course, just hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Video is going live tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific time for everybody. Thank you to everybody who supported the early access, and it will go live to all very soon. Thank you so much to the members, platinum members like Christopher Eddy, Inner Machine, Phil Roney, Savage 03, Spin Getter 889, Scarecrow 121, and there are more and more that I could spend the rest of the stream thanking, but there is some text here, and just thank you so much. I do really, really appreciate it. I am going to get out of here, go make dinner for the family. I appreciate all of you watching. Bye for now, everyone. Before I go, what would y'all think about, do you think I should just clip out all of the news stories as VODs? Why not, right? VOD, I meant to ask that earlier in the stream when we had like double the audience. Let's do a quick poll. Clip as VODs. Yes or no? That's what a lot of the people are doing these days. They do a live stream and then they just clip out the live stream as VODs. Did you ask about NVIDIA on next gen Xbox? I asked about AI, not NVIDIA specifically. So yes, in a roundabout way. Basically, everybody said yes. How many votes do we have? 24 votes. Most people don't. Most people think it's a fine idea. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. Huge stream today. We had a 1,200 concurrents. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, wait. I'm going to do a proper outro. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when it goes live. Thank you so much for supporting. I do greatly appreciate it. And I do appreciate the YouTube members and patron backers. If you want to support, you can go to patreon.com/SaveStatePlus or become a member here on YouTube by clicking that join button. The platinum backers include Christopher Addy, Inner Machine, Phil Aroni, Savage 03, and Spin Getter 889, and the Scarecrow 121. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.